Subscribe for more stories and show your support by giving this video a thumbs up. Bold, Son of the Wind, the healing story of a broken branch. In the vast pastures of Green Valley Farm, there was only one sound to be heard before the morning mist had even lifted: thud thud thud. This wasn't the sound of an approaching storm, but the hoofbeats of Bold, the fastest, bravest, and most impatient colt of the valley. With his jet-black coat, the white star on his forehead, and legs he believed were faster than the wind, Bold was the apple of the farm's eye. He was only 2 years old, but his energy was worth 10 horses. For him, life was all about running. Walking was a waste of time, and stopping was impossible. His mother, Star, Yildiz, was a calm mare. "Slow down, Bold," she would always say. "You run without feeling the soil. One day, the earth will trip you up." But Bold wouldn't listen. "I am the son of the wind, Mom. No one can catch the wind," he would neigh, galloping full speed toward the horizon. Every day was a race for Bold. He raced with butterflies, he raced with leaves in the river, he even raced with his own shadow. And he always won. Until that day. That day, the weather seemed created for running. The ground was slightly damp, the air was cool. The farm's other young colts, Spotty, Benekli, and Storm, Fatina, had gathered by the fence. Bold approached them, lifting his head proudly. "Hey! Are you up for a race to the great oak tree? The last one there carries the hay bales this evening." Spotty hesitated. "That path is very rocky, Bold. Uncle Ahmet the groom forbade us from going there." Bold laughed. "Don't talk like scared chickens. I'm going, whoever wants to come can come." And he took off. Storm and Spotty couldn't resist and followed him. Bold was in the lead. The wind caressed his mane and filled his lungs. He felt invincible. The path to the great oak passed through an old creek bed. The ground was full of slippery stones and hidden potholes. Bold didn't slow down. "Faster," he said to himself. Just then, a moss-covered log appeared in front of him. Normally, he could have jumped over it easily. But his speed was too high, and he hadn't calculated the terrain. He jumped. He glided through the air. But his landing didn't go as planned. His right front hoof stepped on a slippery stone, and his ankle twisted to the side. Snap! This sound echoed through the valley. Then, Bold's pained neigh was heard. Bold crashed to the ground. He rolled in the dust and dirt and came to a stop. He tried to get up, but the moment he put weight on his right leg, a lightning bolt of pain shot through his brain. His leg wouldn't support him. The son of the wind was down. When Uncle Ahmet the groom and vet Zeynep arrived, Bold was shivering in sweat. Miss Zeynep gently checked Bold's swollen ankle. "No broken bones," Miss Zeynep said. Bold's mother, Star, let out a sigh of relief. "But," the vet continued, "his tendons are badly damaged. If it were a break, it might have healed faster. These kinds of injuries require patience." Uncle Ahmet asked anxiously, "Will he be able to run again?" "He will run," said Miss Zeynep. "But only if he rests well. He will not leave the stable for at least 6 weeks. No running, no jumping. Only rest. 6 weeks." This time felt like 6 centuries to Bold. A thick, white bandage was wrapped around his leg. He was taken from those wide, free pastures and locked into a small stall surrounded by wooden planks on all four sides. For the first few days, he couldn't move much due to the pain. But as the pain subsided, his anger grew. The sounds of his friends came from outside. They were running, playing, neighing. Bold was just watching the hay. He tried to kick the door, but when he saw Uncle Ahmet's sad face, he stopped. Bold, who felt like a king, was now a limping prisoner. In the stall next to Bold lived the farm's oldest horse, Shadow, Gold. Shadow was once a legendary racehorse, but now he was enjoying his retirement. He was blind, but his hearing was very sharp. Hearing Bold huffing and puffing, Shadow spoke in a hoarse voice. "Kicking the walls won't heal your leg, son. It will only hurt your hoof." Bold replied angrily, "You wouldn't understand, Grandpa. I was born to run. This place is like a coffin to me." Shadow chuckled softly. "Wouldn't I understand? I was just like you in my youth. I was even faster than you. But do you know, Bold, the biggest racetrack isn't the meadows." Bold pricked up his ears in curiosity. "Where is it then?" "It is your mind," said Shadow. "Right now, you are running your toughest race. The name of this race is the Patience Race. Your opponents are boredom and haste. If you don't win this race, you will never run in the meadows again. Because if you step on it before it heals, that leg will never recover." Bold fell silent. The old horse was right. The pain told him to stop, but he was being stubborn. "So what do I do?" asked Bold, his voice trembling. "Will I just stand still?" "No," said Shadow. "Stopping isn't doing nothing. Stopping is listening to your body. Feel that warmth in your leg. Imagine the blood flowing there, the tissues repairing themselves. Healing is active work, Bold." Days passed. Bold began to do what Shadow said. He no longer kicked the door or paced around in anger. Instead, he focused on the sunlight filtering through the small window of the stable. One morning, an orange-winged butterfly landed on the windowsill. In the old days, Bold wouldn't have even looked at it. But now, with nothing else to do, he began to watch the butterfly. The butterfly opened and closed its wings very slowly. It was so delicate. Yet it could stand against the wind. Bold saw the butterfly's patience. Then he watched a spider weaving its web. The thread broke, the spider started again. It didn't give up. Bold realized that nature's rhythm wasn't just speed. Nature was sometimes very slow. A tree growing, a wound healing. All was slow but powerful. Bold learned to slow down too. When his mother star came to visit him, he no longer complained. He rested his head on his mother's shoulder and stood peacefully. While Uncle Ahmet came every day to dress his leg, Bold searched for carrots in the man's pocket with his nose and played pranks on him. Uncle Ahmet laughed. "Good boy, you're getting wiser," he would say. At the end of the 4th week, Vet Zainab came again. She untied the bandage. The swelling in his ankle had gone down. "Good," said Miss Zainab. "Now it's time for a little walk. But absolutely no running, Bold. Just steps." Uncle Ahmet put on Bold's halter and led him out of the stable. The sun. Fresh air. The smell of grass. Bold felt dizzy. He inhaled that air he had missed so much. The old energy inside him wanted to erupt like a volcano. He wanted to dash away. His muscles tensed. Just at that moment, Shadow's voice was heard from the side stall. "Slow down, son. Feel the earth." Bold let out a deep breath. He extinguished the volcano. He stepped on his right front leg. There was a slight ache, but it wasn't like before. He took a step. Then another step. He felt the coolness of the soil on his hooves. As his mother said, he was walking, feeling the soil. Spotty and Storm were watching him from afar. "Hey Bold! Shall we race?" shouted Storm jokingly. Bold smiled. "Not today, friends. Today, I'm just enjoying the walk." Weeks chased one another. Bold's walks sped up, then he started light trotting. His leg had healed, but another wound remained inside Bold, fear. He flinched every time he stepped on a stone. He avoided potholes excessively. He couldn't lunge forward bravely like before. The fear of falling was greater than the pain in his leg. Bold, who used to be the son of the wind, had now become the son of caution. One day, the sky suddenly darkened in the valley. Summer storms could be dangerous in this region. The herd was at the farthest corner of the pasture. Uncle Ahmet blew his whistle from afar. This meant, everyone to the stable. Thunder roared, boom! The herd panicked. Everyone started running toward the stable. But a little foal, the newest member of the year, Bonkuk, Bede, froze in fear. Bonkuk was right on the edge of that rocky creek bed where Bold had fallen. And the water level was rising rapidly. As everyone ran for their lives, Bold looked back. He saw Bonkuk. His mother Star had already gone ahead. Bold hesitated. His leg ached, or he thought it ached. "What if I fall again?" he thought. "What if I get trapped in that stable again?" Then he heard Bonkuk's weak whinny. Bold remembered old Shadow's words, "The biggest race is in your mind." He raced against his fear. And he won. Bold turned back. But this time, he wasn't running like the old, careless Bold. His eyes scanned the ground, his muscles calculated every step. He was fast, but not uncontrolled. He went down into the creek bed. He saw the slippery stones. In the past, he would have jumped over them. Now, he chose the dirt ground where he could step firmly. He reached Bonkuk. The little foal was trembling. "Come on, Bonkuk," said Bold. "Follow me. Step only where I step." Bold in front, Bonkuk behind, they started running under the storm. It was raining. The ground had turned to mud. Bold's right leg struggled with every step, but Bold learned to trust it. His leg was strong. It had healed. He trusted his own body. When they reached the stable door, everyone was inside. Uncle Ahmet was waiting anxiously at the door. When Bold and little Bonkuk behind him appeared through the mist, Uncle Ahmet shouted with joy. They entered inside. The doors closed. The storm remained outside. There was a warm peace inside the stable. Bonkuk's mother came and rubbed her nose against Bold as if to thank him. Bold's mother, Star, looked at her son with pride. "You weren't like the wind today, Bold," said his mother. "Today you were like a river. Strong, smart, and knowing your way." Old Shadow in the side stall poked his head out. "Did you feel your leg, son?" Bold was soaking wet but happy. I felt it, Grandpa. But I didn't feel the pain, I felt the strength. Now you have graduated, said Shadow. You are not just fast anymore. Now you are a complete racer. Because you know how to fall, and how to rise. The next morning the storm had ceased, and the sun illuminated everything brightly. Uncle Ahmet opened the doors. The herd rushed out. Bold walked to the middle of the meadow. He took a deep breath. Spotty and Storm came to his side. Shall we race, Bold? Bold looked at them, then looked at the horizon. Let's go, he said. All three dashed off at once. Bold was running, but not beating the ground, thud anymore. Clip clop clip. His steps were rhythmic. He wasn't fighting the soil, he was dancing with the soil. His injured leg was no different from the other. Perhaps it was even stronger, because now it carried a story behind it. Bold sped up. The wind caressed his mane. He passed the butterflies, he passed the wind. But this time, he wasn't running to win the race, he was running just because he could run, just because he felt that freedom. Bold, son of the wind, had fallen, broken, waited, and healed. And now, he was running much more beautifully than before. The end.